Welcome to GREYS, your one-stop shop to finding winners across Australia from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Harry Buchanan from the Greyhound Insider, Jaycin Campbell to look at Queensland and Tasmanian chasing, Hall of Famer Neil Brown, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, New South Wales expert Simon Orchard, and the Shane Train Williams rounds it out with his key plays and kennel mail in WA. Now, over to the team for this week's edition of GREYS.
Yes, good morning and welcome along to GREYS on this Thursday, the 1st of February 2024. David Shortte with you. Hope you're travelling particularly well. Got a very busy program. Harry Buchanan will also be catching up with Jaycin Campbell. Neil Brown, the Hall of Famer, having a look at the action tonight there at Sandown. Rounding it out with a chat to Sean Matheson for all things SA chasing, and of course Simon Orchard looking at New South Wales chasing over the next 72 hours. Let's rip straight into it though. The man with the hot hand, Harry Buchanan, joins us on GREYS. Welcome to you, H. How do we find you on this Thursday?
Yes, good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners. You find me very well, a little uncomfortable to a balmy 24 here in Sydney, so air conditioning's had to come out great, man.
Oh dear. Well, it's a touch warmer on this side of the nation, but we'll punch on. We need not worry about that. There's lots to keep us warm when it comes to greyhound racing over the next little patch, Harry Buchanan. Tonight up there at Albion Park, it is all happening. The boys had a chat to Bunny Brash a little bit earlier this morning on the Sports Daily. He's fizzed right up for the big 12 race card there tonight at the Creek. We've got the Gold Cup final over the 710 metres, the Prince Tommy Zavalis with half the field, if you don't mind. That's some sort of achievement there in its own right. And then, of course, deeper into the evening, the scratching of Jay is Jay, the boom sprinter up there in Queensland. See Scarlatti take the run as the reserve from box number 8. Having a quick look at that market tonight. Morton, the Victorian, a $3.10 favourite. Bears Bullet off box number 1 at $3.50. Magistrate $4.60. All Natural at $5.50. Another Chance at $11. Cluster is a $12 chance. Scarlatti getting the run now as the reserve out of box 8 at $14, and Sanvi is the $41 outsider of the field. Cracking race for tonight's feature there at Albion Park, Harry.
Absolutely, Shorty, and don't we love getting around Bunny Brash in a feature call. He fizzes right up, and rightfully so. It's a super field. It's unfortunate that Jay's Jay has come out with that little injury, but we're still left with a cracking race. What it has done now, it's so much speed in this. Bears Bullet, Magistrate, Cluster, All Natural, Morton, they all go really quick to the first turn here. Probably none more so than Bears Bullet, the little girl here off box 1. She's a very, very good beginner, all 25 kilos of her. She's hard to get past. She's such a good trier, but she's going to have company tonight. These dogs, they really are top-grade early splitters, and they'll be going at it to the first turn. It's a really hard race to dissect. I don't think the reserve's out of this Scarlatti for Tom Zavalis here. When I look at a race like this, and we've got a few dogs going at the first turn with similar early splits and possibly coming together, we could be getting messy, Shorty, and that's where I'm sort of looking for a 600-metre dog, and that's what this reserve is. So, look, if she can just stay out of that early battle and balance up, she might be able to run into the frame somewhere, and if she's close enough up the back, she could get over the top of them. She went 30.07 last week behind All Natural, made a bit of ground late. She's probably going to need a little bit of luck, but in saying that, there's so many of these dogs that want the front. So if you're pretty keen on anything from 1 through to 5, get around it. Look, Morton's probably the best dog in the race, so he's certainly the most promising up-and-comer, but he's got a really sticky jaw here. All Natural, I'm a huge fan of him, a 15-time winner. He resumed from a couple of months off last week, went 29.90. He's got dazzling acceleration off the mat as well. It's Cluster, Magistrate, super race, but yeah, I might just spec the reserve each way, Shorty. I don't think the dog in 7, Another Chance, is without a chance either. Over to that Gold Cup race, well, Tom Zavalis has half the field, as you mentioned, and I think he can win it here with Scintillate. She's out of that former stayer, Shabini, the one that used to get back and storm home. Interesting to note that the dog in box 1's also out of Shabini, but it's by Superior Panama, where Scintillate is by Konomi. So an interesting side note with the breeding there. Look, the dog in 6, Drill Sergeant, he's the Victorian. He led all the way last week. He's a character, this bloke. He's got the shades on. He goes quick. He gets on the arm, and he's hard to get past. There's a reason for that. When he sees them coming, he just happens to lift. He's also the Sale Cup winner at Group 1 level. So he gave a tremendous side last week. He kept kicking and kicking. They had their chance. He went 41.87. He's double figures. You could have a little spec on him. Val Policella's the best stayer in the race, but I thought she was a little bit disappointing last week. In saying that, that was her first run back home since she went to Wentworth Park. So another open affair in the Gold Cup final. But I think the 2 and the 6, you could play either of those each way and get a good sight tonight. Tremendous racing at Albion Park.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a wonderful program tonight there at Albion Park. Our first race for broadcast here on TAB Radio, only 3 minutes away. It's the first at Gosford. The Nova Coast Services benchmark 64 over the 2100 metres. Front up to an odds-on favourite here in Fleet Commander. It's been well back, 175 into 155. Owen County, 440 into 420. Love Rules has been on the drift, 420 out to 6. Kicker Powers been backed at longer odds, 34 into 16. Grenoble, 41 into 21. Statesville, 31 into 26. And Jamrock, 81 to 34. The scratching of Caring Lass there, 2 minutes 45 to get your bets on for race number 1 there at Gosford. Busy weekend of chasing to look forward to here locally out there at Cannington on Saturday night. We have the Sandy's Me Mum Memorial Final. Of course, we've mentioned it many times. Absolute superstar from years gone by, and drawn together a good field. Crumble Manelli, the fixed odds favourite with Tab Touch at $2. Hinto 420, Inside Scoop 440, Bungee Man at 650, Pudding Manelli the first reserve at 8, West on Booney the second reserve 850, Moment to Hustle 950, No Limit Needed 21, Carter Axelrod 26, Carla Cat up at $41.
I have absolutely no idea, Shorty. This is so open, this race. Crumble Manelli, he was back to his current best anyway last week. He went 5.39 to the mark, 29.98. Saying that, Inside Scoop went 5.54 and went 29.86. So that tells you that Crumble's having an issue on the way home on that back section there. Look, he's probably going to go quick here and go to the front. He has to get across Moment to Hustle, who also goes really quick off the inside here. Bungee Man can step. You've got Dogs Out Wide with speed. In Carla Cat Up and No Limit Needed. And then you've got the old warrior there, Hinto, who just doesn't know how to lay down. It's a really tough race to map, Shorty, for mine, and I just can't get around Crumble at that price. Look, he's probably going to go to the front, and even if he does, surely something this week gets behind him. So with a bit of back race strength, I just think he's a little bit on the short side. Probably going to need another day to dissect that one because it is a really messy map. Nevertheless, it's a great race. Looking forward to it Saturday night. Sandy's Me Mum final.
Indeed, should be an absolute bottler. Minute 30 to get your bets on here, punters, for the first race of the day. And it just a last minute update there for the first here at Gosford. Into $1.50 now, Fleet Commander. So into that odds-on quote from 175. Owen County at 440. Love Rules 7 and Kicker Power an $18 chance moving in for the first there at Gosford. H, we might just put you on pause for a moment. We'll take this first race of the day there at Gosford over the 2100 metres. When we return, we'll get your thoughts for Thursday night chasing at Sandown as well as Mandurah.
This is GREYS on Tab Radio. Go, you good thing.
Well, speaking of good things, let's see if we can't find a few for this Thursday night of chasing. We've got plenty of good action at Sandown, locally at Mandurah as well. H, talk us through your better bets on the card there tonight at Sandown and here locally at Mandurah.
Yeah, absolutely, Shorty. We'll kick it off in race number 6 here. I'm going to team up with Piscopo Bale. I just think she's got the right map here with Cosmic Sin on the inside, showing that good early dash that he has. He just could hold a couple up here, and she's racing really well, Piscopo Bale. Last up, Meadows winner, and then 29.47 at Sandown prior. She's a good railer. She hasn't won from box 3 from 14 starts, but she has had 7 placings, so hopefully tonight's the night there. Does have to run top 2 with the no third dividend. Over to race number 7 here. Number 1, Mapunga Shine. He's boxed to win. He's got a very good box 1 record. He's got a very good record overall, an 8-time winner from 15 starts. He went up to Albion Park, Wentworth Park. He acquitted himself well, but the box will be the key here. He's a 29.76 dog at the Meadows. That was winning that feature final over Rocket Riot. He's gone really quick at Geelong. He's just a really good fast dog, and he should go straight to the front here off the inside and extend his record track and trip. That is 3 for 2 and 1. He should be able to add another victory to that tonight. We'll finish it off with old mate here, Fabsy's Vegetable, race 8, number 5. I'm a huge ethanol volume fan, and I feel dirty leaving him out, but he does want to go around the middle of the track. He has been racing well, and he does go well at Sandown ethanol volume, but he is a slow beginner, and he's going to want to go around these. I just think Fab's Vegetable can drop over to the fence here, and he's a very fast dog when he gets a little bit of clear running, and I think that can happen courtesy of Stomping, Going Quick, Hilltop Jack, and Pickled Piper, who's also been stepping. I really think Fab's Vegetable just gets the drop here, and he's going to be hard to stop on the each-way basis. Keep your eye on ethanol volume, though. He's a very, very good dog. Race 6, number 3. Race 7, number 1. Race 8, number 5 at Sandown this evening, Shorty.
All right. What about locally here at Mandurah this evening?
Yeah, heat to the dash tonight there, over the 300-metre trip. We'll start in race 7 here. I'm going to team up with Alfie Tux here in box 2, and look, it's a big ask. He's got to take on Rex Hunter, who's coming out of that final last week behind Rip and Tomahawk there. They have similar splits over that 400 metres. I know Rex Hunter's a little more consistent with his 620s, but Alfie Tux, I think, is a better beginner. If he can clear Esperance Ace here, that's the first job, because we know what Esperance Ace does off the inside. I just think that 300-metre trip is ideal for him. If he can hold Rex Hunter out, he's going to be really hard to mow down, because he does go his 22.5s. Over that 400-metre circuit, gets a little tied towards the end. 300 metres ideal. Needs to step and lead. If he does, he wins, as does race 8, number 3, Light Manelli. She's the current track record holder. She showed last week that she doesn't even have to lead to win. She still broke 17, coming from off the arm out of box 6 there, mowing down our boy Doug. Prior to that, just scintillating victories. 16.81 over Simplicity, 16.85 Taco Time, and she is a reliable box dog. The 2 dogs inside her have absolutely zero hope of holding her out, if all things are equal at box rise. She should go all the way. We'll finish it off with race 9, number 6, Tarzan. No more chances after tonight. He has to get the job done here. He's the best dog in the race. He needs to sort those box manners out, and he also needs to sort that first turn out. He's a bit of a clumsy boy in recent times, but I just think he's got a little bit on these, and with any sort of luck, he will drop on them and put them away late. And I think he can take us out a winner there tonight. Race 7, number 2. Race 8, number 3. Race 9, number 6 at Mandurah this evening, Shorty.
Indeed. And yesterday, H, of course, on the Coast to Coast podcast, we caught up with Aaron Bain from Aaron Bain Racing, and also Joe Lanuti from Punters HQ. And Joe surprised us both by announcing their runner for the Sandgroper, the slot for Punters HQ for 2024 in the Sandgroper will be taken by the very talented Jason Thompson trained Explicit, a winner 9 of 11 with 2 further placings. Goes around at Warrnambool later on this afternoon in the feature race across there, Harry. And big news, one of Australia's most talented young sprinters in that slot for the Sandgroper for Punters HQ.
11 starts, 9 wins, 2 placed in Shorty. He's a fast dog. He's a really fast dog. He's got the early speed. He's gone sub 5 seconds to the mark at the Meadows, and we spoke to Joe about that yesterday, how they wanted to lock in their runner early, but they were looking for something with early speed, as people realise now that it is so important at Cannington to get up there. We saw that last year with Crumble Manelli. This dog has the early speed. He's got a blistering turn of foot off the mat, and he'll be representing Punters HQ this year. It's a great selection. He'll give them a tremendous sight. And the boys are really looking forward to that come Sandgroper time. And Aaron Bain, that was a great chat yesterday. I love what he's about. Very similar to our mate Stewie there at Ram Racing. They're getting people involved, getting them around these slot races and those smaller percentages so you can have the experience. And, yeah, they're really looking forward to getting involved with all 3 codes coming towards Western Trilogy time. So it's going to be super experience for everybody involved there, and they were 2 really good chats on Coast to Coast yesterday, Shorty.
Yeah, if you've missed that, just head to the socials across X or Twitter as it was formerly known. And a free podcast each and every Wednesday. It has a good look at tonight's Mandurah program as well there if you're looking for a winner tonight there at the Mandurah circuit. And of course, over the next 3 weeks, we'll be speaking with all of the slot holders for the upcoming Sandgroper. So stay tuned and get the thoughts of the different slot holders as we aim up towards one of the legs of the Western Trilogy in April across here in WA. Good on you, Harry. Appreciate your time as always. Look forward to teaming up tomorrow afternoon for the mail collection.
Talk then, Shorty. Thank you, mate.
There we have it, Harry Buchanan here on Great Greys, where it's now 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. Let's get back to Jesse and see if we can't get the dividends for race 1 of the day there at Gosford.
No problem, Shorty. We'll get them read out now. Owen County returns 490 and 230 for Tommy Berry. Second one, Fleet Commander at 104. Third, 6, Kikapow at no third dividend. And fourth was 8. Quinella 220, exact to 750. Trifecta 3720. First 4, 2168, 215. 70, scratch 3 from the first there at Gosford. We'll take you back to Shorty, and we've got Jaycin Campbell on the line.
Indeed, and looking forward to having a chat to JC. Big night up there at Albion Park. Features galore, high quality chasing. He's had a good look and we'll find a few winners for us. How do we find you today, Jace?
Yeah, can't complain, Shorty. Huge night of racing up at the Creek and very excited to get into this program.
Yeah, well, let's rip straight into it, see if we can't help the punters out on this Thursday morning. Who do you like on the card?
Heading to the Stain race to start off the night, the second race. Playing the WA runner here, Warm Regards. I just thought she opened up a bit of a ridiculous price at around that $8 mark. And I think a few people agree with me, Shorty, it's safe to say, because she's pretty much been sliced in half, Fruit Ninja style, and she's around that $3.60 mark. So I thought she was very forgivable last week from box 8. She was obviously in a heat of the Gold Cup, and nothing sort of went her way. She didn't begin too poorly, but she did get shuffled back through the field, and I think that's just a complete red pen job. Gets into box 1 here. Maps really well here. Woody Wendy outside her, has good speed and does want to use the track. So I think Warm Regards can get underneath her heading out of that first turn. And I think she'll run a nice race here. It's just a bit unfortunate that I missed the price, but hopefully some people have latched onto it.
8 into 370. It's quite a go. It's a good sign, though, that there's very nice confidence levels for the James Jeffries train. Warm Regards, the West Aussie up there in Queensland tonight, drawn box number 1. You'd think would benefit greatly from that look at the track there last week. And prior form over here in WA had been pretty good too. There's a runner-up effort there behind Couch Surfer in a free-for-all over the 715 metres, and then, of course, it's been racing really well at Mandurah, and it was a 37.05 winner over the 652 only a few starts ago. So good luck to James Jeffries and Warm Regards tonight, and the punters that have ripped into that $8 price. Next of your key plays tonight at Albion Park, JC?
Yeah, race 4, number 8, Plum Tuckered, another race that's been decimated by scratchings, and the odds are completely gone for I guess my best bet of the night. The one dog, unfortunately, Edgewood, the Rockhampton dog, has come out, and he was giving us a nice price, I thought, for Plum Tuckered around that 1.8, 1.9 mark. Now she's into $1.35. As silly as it might sound, I still think it's value. This race is restricted to only country class dogs from Rockhampton, Townsville and Bundaberg. She's one of the few dogs in this race that has really good experience around this track due to being formerly trained in Brisbane. She literally has her toenails painted pink. She loves the Fairy Floss box, having had 5 starts for 3 wins and 2 placings. I think she'll just stick clear of trouble here, Shorty, and adds that picket fence record.
Alrighty, one for the multi-players tonight there. Race 4, number 8, Plum Tuckered, heads into this race in hot form, having won 7 of her last 8. The third of your plays tonight there at Albion Park?
Last race, 12, number 1, Blackjack Cow. He was very unlucky last week from the pink box. He jumped well, just couldn't get across, checked out of it. Prior to that, won from this box at $1.35 by upwards of 10 lengths, run around that 30 dead mark, which is really good for 5th grade company. Gets back into 1 tonight. Box 2, bit of a risky beginner. I just think he can get a better run here, Jack Cow, and down the straight, he is really, really quick. So I think he is a dog we can follow. Hopefully he can win tonight for us and he can go through the grades.
Beautiful. Race 2, number 1, Warm Regards. Race 4, number 8, Plum Tuckered. Race 12, number 1, Blackjack Cal. The 3 plays for Jace tonight there at Albion Park. Hobart chasing this evening down there in the Apple Isle. Do you have anything for us there?
one bet for me at Hobart tonight, another that's been crunched in betting, and another one I missed out on, which is, again, unfortunate. I've got to be a bit more aware, Shorty, because the day and age we currently live in, things are just getting crunched before you know it. So race 3, number 6, Buckle Up Alfie. Kind of feel like it was just an incorrect price, that $10 opening. He's only had one start at Hobart, which was an eye-catching second behind kennelmate Buckle Up Yanni. Since then, he's pretty much, well, not pretty much, he has raced at Launceston specific, and he's just been really unlucky in a lot of his runs. He has won 3 starts go over the 5.15. I think his pet trip will be this 4.61 at Hobart. He's boxed really well out wide. He does like to use a bit of the track, and just think the favourite, My Girl Tanika, has gone up a little bit short. I think Alfie can run a huge race here. 26-2 probably wins this race, and I think he's well and truly capable of running that. So I think you can have a nice win bet on Buckle Up Alfie tonight. Race 3, number 6 at Hobart.
Good value still on the fixed odds with Tab Touch at $5 there. Race 3, number 6, Buckle Up Alfie. Before we let you go, JC, the 2 features tonight, the staying feature, the Gold Cup final, and then on to the Gold Bullion final. Who do you think will take out the 2 big ones tonight there at Albion Park?
I was about to say leave me out of both of them. Yeah, both very open contests. I've sided with Pearly Tears in the staying race purely because I think the map will suit her. I think she'll get a similar race shape to what she got last week. I think she'll sit off Pursuer early and hopefully run him down in the last 100 metres. And with the Bullion, obviously JSJ getting scratched has thrown a bit of a spanner into the works. I was looking to take him on, so that's a bit frustrating, but probably going to have to side with Morton now. I just think he is the biggest beneficiary of the scratching. Scarlatti jumping into the 8 box. There's just not much pressure outside him now. You've got Sunby, who isn't a great beginner. Another chance has been hit and miss recently, and Scarlatti is certainly not leading Morton out. So I think he's got to get to where he wants to on the track, and he's the best dog in this race with the most upside. So I think he will be hard enough to beat.
Indeed. Winner 12 of 19 with 5 placings, and has really taken to the Albion Park circuit 3 for 3 there at the venue. So looking forward to seeing Morton go around tonight in the Garrard's Gold Bullion final. Jace, appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. Many winners, mate. Look forward to our chat next week.
Thanks, Shorty. Take care.
There we have a Jaycin Campbell with the latest here on Great Greys, where it's now 27 minutes after 10 o'clock. Our next race for a broadcast this morning will be race number 2 there at Gosford. This is the spring-loaded over the 1,000 metres, and there's 4 scratchings here. Peaceful Prince, Midnight Harry, Rockin' Million Lion, 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 7 all out. Leaves us with a field of just 5. Pay 1 and 2 only. Luna Field 290 into 165 at the head of this market. Merchant Lady, even money, hasn't really budged. Sleeping Lion 14 to 13. Prince of Wales 31 to 23. And the outsider of the field, Ufana, 151 into 126. 17 minutes away. Race number 2 of the day there at Gosford. Time though now to catch up with our Hall of Famer here on Great Greys, Neil Brown. Very, very good program to look forward to tonight there at Sandown, and it must be said, he was seeing them quite nicely as well for us last week here on the program. It was late in the piece where Brownie did suggest that we get involved last week, and there were some nice rewards for us as well on the way through, with Zipping Menage, $2.75. Silky Sauce there at $3.10 was also a really nice performance, and Make No Promise was thrown into the mix as well. It was a good night for our men. Neil Brown, he now joins us on Great Greys. Welcome to you, Brownie.
Yes, good morning, David. Yeah, a little ambitious. 3 good things. I'm back to only 1 tonight, mate, but we did get 2 home. It was great, and just got nutted in the 3rd one, but nice to find some winners at reasonable odds. We're always looking for those reasonable odds, aren't we, David? And a good card of racing, as you say, at Sandown Park tonight. Back to 10, that's like the old days for me, David. I remember it very well when we only used to have 10 per meeting. So 10 quality races tonight at Sandown. We kick off the early quad. Race number 1 is a mixed 6th and 7th grade final over the 5.15. Thought it was a pretty open event. Thought the red was the one to beat, misdirected. I've got the greyhound on top, but I'm also taking 8, 7 and the 3. So an open first leg of the early quad there. Race number 2, here we've got a mixed 6th and 7th grade again over the 5.15. in the second. Thought this was a similar event. I've got the 2 on top, Groove Bird, but I'm going to take 3, 1 and 7. I think they've all got chances in the second race. Made it a bit more skinnier in the third. It is my best bet, Cruising Debbie from box number 4, but I'm going to throw in 2 and 7 in the early quad in case it gets beat. But showing about $2.70 at the minute in race 3, number 4, Cruising Debbie. In the fourth leg of the early quad, 5.15 metre grade 5 here. I'm going 1, 8 and 4. I think like Bale can win. They're nicely drawn in the red box at about 360, but an open event, certainly an open betting fair. Brings us to the first leg of the main quad tonight, a grade 5 over the 5.15. I condensed it down to 3, 5, 3 and 8. I've got, I think, Pencil Vale is the best dog in the race. He's in 29.53 here in November. I think he can lead. I think he's a one to beat, but I'm also giving chances to Rev Rose. Is racing okay. And the pink also, Boston Garden, I think is a chance. But a fairly open race. I do like Pencil Vale to win the first leg of the quaddie. Race number 6, here we've got a free-for-all, pretty good quality race here. I'm taking 7, 2 and 4. Could nearly make a case to the 8, but I'll keep it to those 3. Very impressive in the hub last week. He's a very consistent beginner, this greyhound. 29.10 was a super run. Best of the night there for Dave Crawford, and I think he can get home again with that early speed that we've seen from him. But it is a good race. Isles Entity was an excellent winner in a free-for-all at Wentworth Park last start. Went super and goes well here at Sandown Park, 4 for 4. And Shimmer Steel ran really fast time at the Meadows in a good win a couple of starts ago, 29.69, led all the way, and in a free-for-all class. So it's a really good race. Going to take 2, 7, 2 and 4. In race number 7, third leg of the quaddie here, 5.15 metres. I made it 1, 2 and 8. Good quality race this as well. Just sticking with the beautifully boxed red runner, Mapunga Shine, the Silver Chief winner from late last year. And Scalacci, well, he's let himself down his last 3 or 4 starts. He's missed the start by quite a bit, been very slow out, but we know what he's capable of, and he might have a bit of luck and come out of boxes tonight as he did in the Phoenix and got the money. But I think Mapunga Shine is a pretty high-class dog and will be hard to beat. Going to throw the 8 in as well. Verdi's been racing quite well. Just got to go overcome that wide draw tonight, but 2 solid wins back-to-back at Warrigal in Greyhound's last 2 starts. Coming home in the last leg of the quaddie over the 5.95 tonight for a mixed 4th and 5th grade. I made it 4, 2 and 1. Those Greyhounds drawn on the inside. Stomping. I know it hasn't won over this distance, but it was a really good win. First up over the 600 metres at the Meadows last start, leading all the way from a wide draw in 8. It was a good performance. I think it might be the Greyhound to beat, but certainly chances to the Greyhounds drawn on the inside. Ethanol volume racing very well, won its last 2 over 600 at the Meadows. This slow out and could quite easily find position from box number 2. I think Pickled Piper's been racing in pretty good form. 2 wins here at Sandown Park over the 5.95 from her last 3 starts, so racing quite well. So putting Pickled Piper in the last leg as well, 4, 2 and 1. So our best bet again, race 3, number 4, Cruising Debbie. Just think very consistent beginner. Top win at the Meadows last start, 29.88. And that was from box number 7, led all the way. So an empty box in 5 tonight. Think she can lead and win at the $2.70. So good luck and good punting at Sandown tonight, David.
Beautifully done, Brownie. Appreciate your time as always. Wishing you all the very best for that 10-race card tonight there at Sandown. We'll catch you again next Thursday. All the best.
Look forward to it, David. Thanks, mate.
There we have it, Neil Brown here on Great Greys, where it's now 27 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Race number 2 at Gosford. It comes up at 10:45, 11 minutes away now. Luna Field at $1.60. Our fixed odds favourite in from $2.90. Did mention earlier 4 scratchings here, just 5 runners left for race number 2 of the day at Gosford. Merchant Lady 2 out to 2.15. Sleeping Lion 14 and firm. Prince of Wales 31 into 26, and Ufana 151 into 126. Luna Field, the $1.60 favourite for race number 2 of the day here at Gosford. Time to head across now to South Australia and catch up with Sean Matheson for all of the latest over the next few days. We've got some very good chasing to look forward to tonight there at Angle Park as well. The St Ledger heats are on, some nice types going around there. And then, of course, deeper into the program, some of the top liners involved as well from a high-grade perspective. And tremendous to have Sean Matheson joining us as he does each and every Thursday here on Great Greys. Welcome to you, Sean.
Hi, David. Yeah, great to be on the show again. Always look forward to our chats every Thursday. And as you mentioned, our Angle Park meeting tonight, highlighted by 4 heats of the SA St Ledger, which is definitely some of our nice young up-and-coming chasers go around. And you mentioned the Open Company dogs. Race 7 is definitely a race not to miss, where Victor Marley takes on Adhana Rico. The box draws in the favour of Victor Marley, so we'll see. We'll probably have to see the very best of Adhana Rico, but those 2 chasers have been in outstanding form in recent weeks.
Big style. And Adhana Rico, 15 starts, track and trip, 11 wins and 2 seconds. And from a betting perspective, is playing second fiddle to Victor Marley, who's had the 22 starts, track and trip, 6 wins and 11 placings. So incredibly consistent performance, track and trip there at Angle Park over the 530 metres. That comes up WA time, 4 minutes past 6 tonight there. Should be an absolute ripper, that open grade event over the 530. Let's get your better bets on the card tonight. Sean, who are you keen on?
Okay, so our first of our best bets is in race 2, David, and it's number 5, Spontaneous for Nicky Price. Quoted around that sort of $9 mark at the moment. It's only a small field, only 6 runners. It's the first heat of the St Ledger. But I do think this greyhound can win. We did tip this dog last week on the show and didn't have any luck running to the first turn. Got interference and ended up running 4th. Not a bad run. I just think, again, the race pattern for this race will hopefully suit Spontaneous, where he's not the fastest out, but there's a lot of speed with Ferocious Ivy, Victory Club and Blue Intensity out wide, but they all don't really like to sit on the rail. So I'm just hoping Spontaneous gets a clear run to the first turn, just gets to the rail in behind the speed, and this dog is the strongest dog on the way home. So I think turning for home, these greyhounds out in front will have used a fair bit of petrol. They might hang on, but I'm really thinking that Spontaneous will get over the top as long as he can be close enough. And at the $9, I reckon that's not a bad price to find out.
Fair enough too. Nice price there. A race 2, number 5, Spontaneous. And yeah, was luckless last week. So hopefully just gets that little bit of good fortune going through the first corner and can posse up not too far off the speed. If that's to be the case, watch for Spontaneous to be finishing the race off well. Race 2, number 5. Next of your key plays?
Next to the key plays comes up in race 9, and it's the staying race again this week. And we tipped Max Rocker last week, and I see absolutely no reason not to tip Max Rocker again for the Ben Rawlings team. A little bit shorter in the market this week, but I expected this dog to be quite a lot shorter. He's meeting effectively the same dogs he beat by 3 lengths last week. He's quite around that $1.95, $2 mark, and I just see he leads this race, David, and wins. I mean, even if he improves slightly on what he did last week, the other dogs have to improve at least 3 lengths to get close to him. So I just think at that sort of even money quote, he's a wonderful price. And I do think the Ben Rawlings team is going to have a really good night tonight. He's got some short ones in, but this one at even money, I reckon that's a pretty good price.
Fair enough too. Race 9, number 2, rinse and repeat from last week for Maxi Rocker. And the third of your plays tonight at Angle Park?
He's actually in the next race, and I do actually like one back into the Ben Rawlings team, number 5, Red Hot Bandit. Has come to South Australia from Victoria, has had 3 runs over the 400 metres, had 2 runs over the 400 metres at Gawler, ran 4th, and then was an impressive win last start, 22.61 from box 2. He does have 500-metre form in Victoria, and there's really no speed around him. The 4-dog walks out, and the 6-dog likes to stay wide. So I think he'll get every opportunity to move forward. He's second in the market, around that $2.60 mark, behind the 1 Plain Rain. And Plain Rain leads this race from the inside draw, but really struggles to get the 530 metres. It's a really good dog over 342, so I'm expecting the last little bit to be a real telling factor here. And I think if Red Hot Bandit is just sitting on speed up on the outside, he can be too strong.
Excellent. Race 10, number 5, Red Hot Bandit gets the nod. 3 plays tonight at Angle Park for Sean Matheson. Race 2, number 5, Spontaneous, just under the double-figure odds there. Race 9, number 2, Max Rocker. And race 10, number 5, Red Hot Bandit. And could be a big night there for Benny Rawlings. Good luck to Ben. Hope his runners do go particularly well this evening. Let's aim up at some of the out wide action over the next few days. We've got Gawler on Friday, back for the time-graded meeting at Angle Park, 6:30 kickoff WA time there on Saturday morning, and then Murray Bridge on Sunday.
Yeah, so just one at each of the venues, David, for the listeners. So tomorrow at Gawler, race 6, number 7, Panama Queen. She was a good run last start at Angle Park, running second. She's been mixing her distance a little bit. She goes back to Gawler. She's a 22.88 winner about 5 runs ago. Box 7 will not worry her at all, and I think she can just be too quick for opposition there at Gawler tomorrow. The time-graded meeting, as you mentioned, on Saturday morning. I like race 9, number 7, Bundy Baz for Adrian Chevalier. His form doesn't look great on paper, but last start he raced around Angle Park on Thursday night. He led up, and Victory Club ran past him in the front straight. There's no Victory Club. Victory Club's taking on St. Ledger quality dogs tonight. So I think Bundy Baz from box 7 has enough speed to lead this race, and if he captures anything like his best form, he'll be winning that race. And then at Murray Bridge on Sunday night, a really strong program there, David. I suppose one of the highlights, just for people about of interest, is in race 5, where Zipping Neutron returns from a bit of a break over the 530 metres. It's in a heat to get to a final at Angle Park, so it'll be quite interesting. But one of my best bets on the program there is race 6, number 1, Westie's Pride for Rob Harness. This greyhound's going from strength to strength. Is looking like loving the Murray Bridge 1 turn, 3 starts, 2 wins of recent, and really should lead from box 1 over the 395 and just be too strong.
Excellent. So over the next few days, Gawler Friday, race 6, number 7, Angle Park Saturday, race 9, number 7, and Murray Bridge Sunday, race 6, number 1, Westie's Pride. Sean was very good to us last Sunday. The maiden series final was on there, and was very keen on the chances of Springvale Grace, and got the lovely run up along the inside, got the job done as a $6 chance. So very nice work from you there last Sunday, and a pretty promising performance from a dog that looks like it's got a nice future for Gav Harris.
Oh, most definitely, David. Maidens, you know, they can improve quite quickly. Gavin's in a rich vein of form at the moment with all his dogs, and really Springvale Grace just did everything right. A few of the greyhounds raced a bit wide, a bit intractable, but he just stuck to the rail. I was super surprised he blew in the market, but that can happen. There's a bit of support for other runners, but Springvale Grace did everything right, stuck to the rail, got the job done, and hopefully those people who followed the tip were nicely rewarded.
Indeed, I certainly was. I appreciate that. Nice work from you, Sean. Let's hope there's more to come over the next few nights. Good luck. Have a great night there this evening at Angle Park, and we'll chat again next Thursday.
Terrific, David. Thanks for your time.
There we have it. Sean Matheson talking all things South Australian chasing on this Thursday morning here on Great Greys, where it's now 17 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Under 2 minutes until they jump here at Gosford for race number 2. It's over the 1,000 metres. Interesting race upcoming as well here. The runner that's our current favourite there at $1.75, Luna Field in from $2.90. Merchant Lady out to 2.30. Sleeping Lion 14 into 13. Prince of Wales 31 into 17. And Ufana 151 into 126. It's a pay 1 and 2 only race with scratchings of 1, 2, 3 and 7. And worth noting as well, Bjorn Baker caught up with Digby and Tim earlier on in the week, and he gave a nice little push for this runner, Luna Field, when he did speak to Diggers and Tim. Hopefully it runs to that particular script for the punters that get involved there with Luna Field. What we might do is head back to Jesse, take race number 2 of the day here at Gosford, and when we return, Simon Orchard will join us to talk all things New South Wales greyhound racing.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Where it's now 13 minutes away from 11 o'clock and time to catch up with Simon Orchard to talk all things New South Wales greyhound racing. Welcome to you, Simon. How do we find you today?
Shorty, you find me great, my friend. Doing a lot of work this week ahead of a big weekend. We've got a bunch of features coming up. Of course, Richmond Straight Track final on Saturday morning, into the Summer 600 on Saturday night, and then the Muswellbrook Cup. And just a quick note, if any participants are listening, owners, trainers, whatever it may be, we've made the decision this morning, Shorty, 39 degrees, so the meeting will become a morning meeting at Muswellbrook on Sunday. Important to note, twilight back to morning. That means the feature, the Muswellbrook Cup, the richest race in Muswellbrook history, will be run a lot earlier on the Sunday. So if you want to have a bet, just take note of that as well. But I think it's a good decision for the welfare of not only the dogs, but participants around the track too.
Absolutely, yeah. Some very warm weather right around the nation at the moment, and I think there's been some pretty clever decisions made from a steward's perspective to make sure that the animals and participants are well looked after. It's certainly paramount, and we only really get this stuff for a few weeks a year, so we'll work through that, and there'll be cooler weather, no doubt, just around the corner. Let's see if we can't find the punters a few winners. Dapto is generally a sweet spot for your good self, Simon. What are you liking tonight there at the Dapto circuit?
Yeah, let's hope it continues, Shorty. A couple tonight. Race 5, number 4, Vintage Mel. I spoke to Craig Chapelot this morning on radio. He's got Embrace going around in the Muswellbrook Cup. He's got Overflow Jill, who's just flying, going around at Gosford on Saturday night. But he thinks Vintage Mel, 5-4 tonight, could be a good bet for the punters. Look, there's a dog in the race by the name of Omega Jacob, who runs around for the Lord Kennel, and I reckon is going to be pretty hard to beat. He's shown a lot of promise in his early career, ex-Victorian chaser, but these dogs for the Chapelot Kennel are going pretty well. I mentioned Overflow Jill, stepped up in grade. She was wonderful last week. Embrace is flying. So Vintage Mel, why not back the hot hand? 5-4 Vintage Mel. And if you want to have another bet, race 7, number 3, Surge's Banner. It's a preferred box draw race, so probably wants the inside. It's a 6-dog field now with a couple of scratchings this morning, and just need to see Surge's Banner go to Dapto and get the job done. He's run pretty well at Richmond, so hopefully she can do that at Dapto over the 297 tonight. I think box 3 with an inside alley Bacon will certainly help. So 7, 3 and 5-4 at Dapto. If you want to have a bet at Gunnedah today, race 3, number 8, Claire Star is the best bet on the card for the dogs. Favourite, only 2 career wins, but drops out of a pure 5th grade event into a restricted 1-2 win contest. I like that drop in grade, Shorty, and hopefully she can return to the winner's circle as well. So there's a couple today. If you want to play over the weekend, Saturday, I mentioned that feature race up the Richmond Straight. It's the Straight Cup final. It's worth $25,000 to the winner. I'm not going to tell you to back Shall Not, because he's the best straight dog in Australia, I reckon, maybe alongside Unleashed Kalinda, but he just looks an MORAL, can almost not spell moral there. But if you want to back one to maybe run a drum or at least go in your exotic, Express Ethics. I reckon he's the second quickest dog in the race. He's got a PB of 17.30, the 9-time winner from 17 starts. He likes the straight. And Dave Smith, the cheerio to him, he's been a bit under the weather in the last couple of weeks, but he tends to think that Express Ethics might appreciate being close to the inside rail. Thinks maybe if it's a hot day, which it's predicted to be, the inside could be a little bit quicker. So maybe that's something to keep an eye on for the punters. And if Shall Not gets into any bother at all, it's really hard to make up ground up the straight, as we know. So Express Ethics may be one for your exotics there on Saturday. The Summer 600, I love Father Rick. He just continues to run great races at the age of 4. He jumps from box 2. I think it's going to be perfect. He can find the arm, and if there's a bit of gap between him and the rest, and he should be able to run away with it. He's the favourite for a reason. He's been in fine form. I think 4 of his last 5 he's won. He's gone to Queensland. He's won in Melbourne. He's been just brilliant, and it's a great story. So 7-2 Father Rick at Gosford on Saturday night. And then the Muswellbrook Cup, interesting race. I haven't actually seen a market yet, Shorty, but I like Rita Deborah for the Gat Kennel. So there's 2 Gat runners, Rita Deborah and Leg Speed. Leg Speed broke the track record last week and was just phenomenal. But I like the run of Rita Deborah, and I think the Gat Camp did as well. The draw is really tricky. Embracing 5 is going to want to come up the track a little bit. Dan Seuss from 8 had heaps of early speed last week, and if it can get across, then, gee, who knows what could happen. Leg Speed, we know, has been a dog that tends to find some trouble every now and then, but I really like Rita Deborah. I think the arrow's firmly pointing up on her career. 8 wins from 13 starts, and we'll just see how good she can be. But it's going to be a really interesting race. Really looking forward to it. Just to go over it again, 11:37, the Muswellbrook Cup will be run and won, the richest race in Muswellbrook history. How good is it, Shorty?
Magnificent. We'll be up nice and early to have a look at all the action there from Muswellbrook on Sunday. Simon, magnificent catching up with you on this Thursday morning as always. You're a very busy boy. We'll head to thedogs.com.au for all of the latest. Always wonderful coverage there. You have yourself a wonderful weekend, and we will catch up with you again next Thursday right here on Great GREYS.
Sounds great, mate. Hooroo.
You're listening to Great GREYS on Tab Radio.
Where it's 4 minutes away from 11 o'clock. The Shane train, of course, is up there in Ireland, but he has been good enough to send through his thoughts for the next few days of chasing tonight there at Mandurah. He's keen on the prospects of race 8, number 6, Taco Time, race 10, number 4, Sudoku Freddy. So Mandurah Thursday, 8, 6, 10, 4. To Mandurah Friday night for Shane, race 5, number 1, Brain Teaser. Race 9, number 4, Honestly 2. His best from the kennel is race 4, number 3, Jamie Keeping. So 5, 1, 9, 4, and the kennel runner best 4, 3. And Cannington on Saturday night, race 2, number 8, Wise Barra. Race 10, number 2, Hurricane Taylor, and his best for the kennel there is race 7, number 4, Nangar Chief. So Mandurah Thursday, 8, 6, 10, 4. Mandurah Friday, 5, 1, 9, 4. The kennel best 4, 3. Cannington Saturday, 2, 8, 10, 2. And the best from the kennel, 7, 4. For me tonight there at Mandurah, good program as well with these dash heats on. I thought race 1, number 7, Morphin Grid, very good beginner, should be able to zoom across lead throughout. Race 3, number 3, Solid Tank. Number 4, Turtle Fernando, looks a really nice Quinella play. 3, 3, Solid Tank from 4, Turtle Fernando. In race number 4, numbers 2 and 7 look really the key players here. 2, All Over Carly, and 7, Black Salmon. 2 and 7 in race 4. Race number 5, it looks a race between 1 and 8. All Over Carjar in 1, and Renegade Cachise down to the 300 metres, but an absolute star over the 400. Looks very well placed. 1 and 8 there in race number 5. In race number 8 on the program, I thought number 3, Light Manelli's flying at the moment. Should be very hard to beat, looking to make it 4 on the bounce. Race 8, number 3, Light Manelli. And in the last race, 12, number 4, Sunset Pacquiao, looks the dog to beat to send us home with a winner there. So they are the thoughts of myself for tonight there at Mandurah. Should be a good program. Good luck to everyone getting involved there. That's it for Great GREYS on this Thursday morning, the 1st of February 2024. Thanks for your company. Wishing you all many winners. Great work from the studio today, Jesse. Appreciate your handiwork there. And I'll team up with you again tomorrow morning between 9 and 10 o'clock on Chasing Winners. Until then, many winners, punters.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.